to discover new things, how to unmask creativity, and how to quarantine our differences. We're attending concerts from our bedrooms, giving the earth a vacation and learning beyond the classroom. As we journey through this together, let's never forget all the reasons to keep believing things will get better. Be connected, be positive, be mobile.
When it comes to healthcare, you deserve the best. Do you suffer from low energy, anxiety, or constipation? Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins provides you with the best services of iridology exam, blood analysis, ionic foot detox, followed by a soothing foot massage. We also provide the best organic supplements. We are located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Or call us at 288-1108 or 275-8359. Join us on the street 919 FM. Every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins. This Saturday on Iowa Stage, Bacchanal Radio and Gemini Production presents Soca Distancing. Let the Soca Heal You virtual concert this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till, featuring Patrice Roberts, Mr. Killer, Olatunji, Swappy, Hitman, Super Blue, Marsville, Nessa Preppy, Prince Swanee, Cassie, Adesh, Samaru, Jupati, Trinidad Killer, Father Fox, Freeze, College Boy Jesse, Anil Bean, Rakesh, Yankaran, Himlata, Rishi, Tiny, and the RG Band, and the boss himself, Neil Iowa George. Plus, more artists to be added this Saturday. Streaming live on Iowa TV, YouTube, and Facebook, and BacchanalRadio.com. It's Soca Distancing this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till.
Come talk with us.
Realest News, Hard Talk.
Real talk on the street, 919 FM.
Throughout the land, 'cause nothing was on display. Peace of rest, all land.
opinion, morality.
If the principle play, who is we?
Well, the thing went viral. It caused an uproar. Talk show host got vocal. Why they do that for? Some say holy moly. No, they cross the line. Like them roly-poly. Who are candid wine. Some places are special. They commit a sin.
All right, Jonathan, we'll be back with you here. And my guest this Friday afternoon is Pastor Dave McKenzie / lawyer. And he was giving us an insight on what's happening. The phone line's going crazy, you know. Phone line's going crazy, you know.
In Jesus'
Every time I watch on these phones, the phone line's just ringing, you know. Callers, we see you on the line, but just give us a little more time. We want to develop on some other points.
Right.
And then we'll open up the phone line. So I see you on the line, caller, but I don't want to answer. Give me a little chance. Let's deal with some other issues, and then we'll allow you all to be a part of the discussion here.
Right.
So, Dad, you okay?
Yeah, talk to me.
So, how we hear any local pastors talking about this?
Talking about what?
Or how we hear any American pastors talking about what you just talked about, what happened in America?
Right, so they won't speak on it because you have to remember that the evangelical community in the United States of America voted for Donald Trump because they saw him as a man pulling back America from the abyss. Because it's like America was going down a long, dark road. Mm-hmm. They were giving rights to the LGBTQIA people. Gay marriage was legal and all of that. And they are taking God out of the schools. They are taking prayer out of the schools. They were removing the 10 Commandments, right, from out of the schools. There was a mural of the 10 Commandments outside of a court in Ohio. And a judgment was passed that they took it out because they're saying, you can't have a class with Buddhists and with Muslims and with Hindus and then you saying a Christian prayer. Because America was founded by Christians, you know. Mm-hmm. So people saw Trump as this man of God to restore righteousness and to bring back America from the abyss of sin. Unfortunately, as I wrote in a piece last night, the reforms that they expected Donald Trump to achieve, he failed. Reforms in immigration, that is the second judgment SCOTUS, Supreme Court of the United States of America. They passed judgment on Thursday, and they said that the DACA people, the DACA, those are the children of undocumented immigrants who came into the United States as children. Barack Obama passed a resolution saying that they could remain in the United States legally.
Right.
Donald Trump came and threw that out. The Supreme Court said he had no right to throw that out. So that has opened the way for millions of young immigrants to stay in the United States. The effect of that is, by 2030, America would have a black and Mexican immigrant majority and a white minority. So the next president of the United States and successive presidents thereafter will be determined by the black and brown vote. Remember, there's a white majority now, and they came out in their numbers to support Trump. That's why he won. But with all these immigrants coming in, Trump was trying to stop that statistic. By 2030, America would have a white minority.
Oh,
that is the reason. That is the reason why he's trying to stop those people at the border coming in. My sister is a midwife, and she works in Texas. And she said those Mexican women, they make children like bread. She said they're delivering babies by the thousands. She said midwifery, working as a midwife in Texas and in California, those border states, is a full-time profession. The nurses who work in midwifery in the United States of America have houses with swimming pool. Whoa. Yeah, they live in upscale neighborhoods. That's the type of money they make because of the amount of children they're delivering, whereas the whites only having 1 or 2 children. And even the demographic of the blacks not having as many children. So very soon, by 2030, the statisticians say there will be a Mexican majority. The second majority will be the blacks and the whites will be the third. And Trump was trying to stop that, and the Supreme Court of the United States says he can't do that.
But you know, Britain was doing the same thing.
Yes. All the European countries. That's what Malcolm X meant when he said the chickens coming home to roost. You, Mr. White man, Mr. European man, you went into these countries, you went into the African countries, you went into the third world countries, huh? You enslaved the people, you stole their gold, you stole their minerals, and you left them poor, you divided them. Anywhere in the world you see north and south, that is the British, you know. At one time, Britain owned 2/3 of the planet, you know that?
Yeah.
And there were only 22 countries on the planet that they did not invade. And there are 190 countries in the world. You check that out. There were 22 countries. Britain, at the height of a colonial empire, had invaded only 22 countries, minus the rest of the countries. So they had invaded about 168 countries. So Korea, they divided up Korea, North Korea, South Korea. All right? They invaded Hong Kong. They couldn't do the Chinese because, one, there were too many of them. All right? And when they couldn't invade China, they tried to get the Chinese hooked on drugs and opium. And that is why, even to this day, a British man entering China with drugs is beheaded. They behead you. Yeah, the last one entered, and Amnesty International was saying don't behead him because they have a history with the British. They tried to enter China, but there were too many of them. But they went into Africa, you know that they came into the third world. And that is why the guy who was telling me he was speaking correctly when he referred to 1492 around there, Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain and the Portuguese decided to divide the earth. Those were the words they used. Let us divide the earth. The Portuguese took the east and they took the west. Yeah, you understand? That's why we have East Indian and West Indian. It's really a misnomer, you know. They thought they had discovered India. You know that? Yeah. So when you talk about West Indian,
but that's why when they looked at, well, like, let's just show an example with your wife, who is Amerindian.
Yes.
They would have looked at her and see a resemblance of the East Indians.
Right.
And that is where they got the...
Later on, they would discover that these Indians in the Caribbean were really from the Americas. Therefore, Amerindians. American Indians. But they really thought they had found India. You know, so that Indian term, West Indian, and it was because remember back then their geography wasn't too good too, and they were now learning to navigate the seas and all of that. But they were the ones said who let us divide the earth, and their theologians and their scholars and their lawyers wrote a treatise for Queen Isabella of Spain as to how to address these people. They said they would call them monkeys, they would be treated as inferiors, and then what Columbus did, he would invade, capture, name the country, La Trinity, he said when he came here, and then he would carry back specimens of the natives to show to Queen Isabella. You see? And that is why we are having this global attack against these statues now.
Yes. And I'll tell you, being someone who lived in the UK,
right?
Let me tell you something, Dad. Watching a statue of, let's say, Churchill, on a tall pillar, intimidates you, eh?
Yeah, 2,000 pounds, you know. It's a heavy thing, you know. You can't move that, so, you know. Winston Churchill,
it intimidates you.
Yes.
So when I looking at British news and seeing them climbing up to pull down these statues.
Yes, it's something else, you know. It's something else.
Let me tell you something. You saw where the thugs,
right, the so-called thugs,
want to protest against the pulling down of these statues.
Right.
The thugs are those, I was explaining to the listeners, and the thugs are those who would go to football games.
All right. The hooligans.
Right.
Hooligans, yeah.
And they would want to intimidate people.
Right. Yeah.
When they come out of the football games and they had to put police.
They're usually the racist people, eh?
Right.
Yeah.
And when the black guy would have lift up one of them to take him out of the protesters' side because they would have killed him.
Yeah, they would have killed him. And that's what we do as black people.
And on that note, seeing that you say that, we could play this now.
Right.
Let me play this. Because I want Trinidad to hear this. Because we're going on a discussion. Right. We're having this discussion today.
Understand clearly that it is impossible in theory and practice for a black person to be a racist. It is totally, absolutely impossible. When I listen to the Fox channel, I say you can't be that stupid and go to college. Unless you're using Gorilla Glue and got a certificate for being stupid. You cannot have a black person as a racist. All black people can do is react to racism. They're not racist. Racism is a power concept, point one, and two, it's a group concept. To be able to be a racist, you must belong to the group that has the power and the wealth. And it's a group-based concept. I'm going to divert over for a second just to give you a little piece of information. Racism never existed on the earth until the 1500s. The same time capitalism came into effect, and we'll talk about that also. Racism never existed. During the 1400s, European societies were devastated with crime, poverty, and diseases. And when Columbus came back and he discovered America, at that point in time, 9 European nations said, let's now go and enrich ourselves in that third world country. And they decided then, based on slaves that had been brought to Henry the Navigator back in 1443 and given to him, they said, and the Pope then put out a public edict in 1488 saying, if you're going to slave anybody, use what we've learned through the Catholic Church, these black slaves that Henry the Navigator gave us, use them. And so everybody started going around the coast of Africa and picked up these blacks. And they were picking up these black people off the coast of Africa for about $25 a head. And they were bringing them to the New World and selling them in for a $1,500 return on investment. And that prior to that time, the major form of commerce was called mercantilism. By 1509, it switched off. They started calling it capitalism.
Yeah. That is it there. The guy is on top of his game there. Because what he's saying is that it is impossible for a black person to be racist economically. Right? Because you don't have the money. So naturally, the economic class that controls the money, they could be racist. They could be discriminatory. All right, as we know in the States and as we heard from a certain group here in Trinidad recently about talking about all lives matter. All right, but then if racism is a group concept, as he is saying, and it's a power concept, then where you have the power, you can be racist. Huh? So blacks can be racist in sport. Because every 4 years, Usain Bolt beating them white boys. And they have no answer. So if you make a comment, like if Usain Bolt make a comment and say, oh, the white boys are real slow, or they can't run, they will say that is a racist statement because the black man really is the fastest man on the track. Serena and Venus Williams could be racist because they're beating everybody in lawn tennis. LeBron James could be racist. He could say white boys can't jump because black men could jump. Black men could be racist in another sense that I can't discuss here on the radio today. Yeah, if you understand, because I ain't bragging, but the black man dragging, if you understand what I'm saying. People who have achieved, like Lewis Hamilton, he's one of the best Formula One car drivers in the world. So if he makes a comment, he has to be very careful what he says because he's beating up all the white boys now in Formula One car racing. You understand how it's a group concept? So you can be racist where you have the power.
That's it.
Where you have the edge on another race and you're beating up everybody in a particular field. Then when you speak now, it could sound as though it's discriminatory. Unfortunately, though, in the United States, we have no economic power. The blacks have no economic power. They don't have much political power. And so naturally, politically and economically now, the whites could be racist towards us. And they could bully us, they could shoot us down in the streets. We don't have a white congressman to pick up the phone and call and all of that. So it's a truism. It's a truism.
They are foolish. They should have the right to defend themselves against any attack made against them by anyone. If a dog is biting a black man, the black man should kill the dog. Whether the dog is a police dog, a hound dog, or any kind of dog. If a dog is sick on a black man, when that black man is doing nothing but trying to take advantage of what the government says is supposed to be his, then that black man should kill that dog or any two-legged dog who sicks the dog on him.
Should other black men help that particular person who was attacked?
I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
What do you think about that statement by Malcolm X?
All right. Now, as I always say, right, I've listened to Farrakhan, I've listened to Malcolm X over the years, and their message is very powerful. There are many truisms in it, but if a message is colored by a religious perception or doctrinal perception, then I'll have to watch at it through different eyes. Because you can use the dilemma of black people as a medium to convert me to Islam. I don't want to be a Muslim. I'm a Christian. So if you're going to tell me love my brother and to be there for my brother, don't tell me to do it as a Muslim brother or as a Christian brother or as a Hindu brother. I do it because you are my brother, period. And that has always been my conflict with the Nation of Islam. Good message, Farrakhan. Good message, Brother Muhammad. That's my boy. Good message, Malcolm X. But then at the end of the day, you want me to be a Muslim. I don't want to be a Muslim. I just want to help my brother as a brother. And when we divest ourselves and we untether ourselves from the Christian agenda or from the Muslim agenda, and I'm just helping you and looking out for you because you're black like me and you my brother, then I think we would have achieved it. Because you see, if we go along helping Muslim, Christian helping Christian, then that's tribalism.
Right.
And if you're Muslim, I really wouldn't help you much because you're Muslim and I am Christian. Because we have some doctrinal issues to settle. I worship Jehovah, you worship Allah. You go to the mosque, I go to the church, so we're still divided. And then it brings us back to the Hutus and the Tutsis and the divisions we had in Africa along tribes. Remember, before racism, there was tribalism. All those northern, the Norsemen, Finland, Iceland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Rome, all of them coming down there, they were tribes, you know. Right. They were tribes, they were 10 European tribes, and they were fighting one another, just like they say Africans fight one another. Let me tell you something, and let me clear this up here on radio. You see that thing about black on black crime?
Yeah.
Yeah, that they make us feel as though it is only black people killing black people. You know what this BBC statistics showed recently? 95% of every race is killed by 95% of that race.
Interesting.
So in World War II, 50 million white men were killed by white men. World War II wasn't black people killing white people, you know. It was white people killing white people. In the Korean War, South Korea, North Korea, it was Koreans killing Koreans. In the Chinese War, it was Chinese killing Chinese. In the Japanese, it was Japanese killing Japanese. Naturally, in Africa, it will be blacks killing blacks. But they try to make it as though something is so wrong with us that black on black crime is this big issue and it's only black people who do that. The world, the statistics can show you in Syria. In Syria right now, we have the Syrian Lebanese community in Trinidad and Tobago. But in Syria right now, it's Syrians who killing Syrians. In Iraq, it's Iraqis who killing Iraqis. In Iran, it's Iranians who are killing Iranians. Right? So naturally, in the natural world, you see it happening too. Right? So let us be very careful how we vilify black people for something that is really a phenomenon around the world. Just wanted to clear that up.
My father is in studio. Trinidad and Tobago. This is the man I grew up under, you know. This is the man I grew up under. When my mother was trying to pull me together as a young man, this is the man that God sent into my life to make me be who I am today. And I'll always thank him for it. Yeah, this is the man what you all hear on radio every day and appreciate the way how I would analyze and and be analytical and be straightforward and be who I am, this is the man who developed that skill in me. And I will always say to him to his face, that I love you.
Love you too, man.
And I thank you very much for developing this gift in me.
Yes. Jesus' name.
So Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. That's why I always tell you all, nobody can intimidate me, you know. Nobody can intimidate me. Nobody can make me feel less than who God has made me to be, because I have strong backing. Strong backing. I ain't no fly by night. I know Johnny come lately. Me ain't no just yeah, I'm my kid in front of you and you feel there's some kind of power and authority. I know my power and my worth and my authority without a mic.
I remember the kind of work we did in Marabella when you brought this guy. What's his name?
Fat Black.
He was the most feared man in Marabella. When I say feared man, for those of us who like my age and up, you know, would remember way back in the day there was a fella called Manu Benjamin. He was the baddest man in Trinidad and Tobago, you know. Yeah, he raped 2 women, twins, and threw them on the shoulder, you know. One on each shoulder. The man was almost 7 feet tall. All the Benjamins was bad, you know. Wow. Manu Benjamin, all his sister. His sister killed a train driver, you know, snatched the man from behind the wheel in the train and killed him, you know. Manu Benjamin got how many years in prison? And then when he came to Point Fortin, he heard my crusade. And he told them it have a powerful man in Point. You want to meet me? Well, I'm free to meet Manu because I hear Manu that just snatch people. Well, they took me to Manu's house. The government gave him a little place to live. And I went there when I saw the size of this man. This man stamp, I had to stamp and look up at this man, Manu Benjamin. Is a beast. Right? And some little woman tried to tame him and rehabilitate him and throw hot water on him. Well, he snatched that and Manu, yeah, and he no finished jail, eh? I baptized him.
Wow.
He was 90 years old. The man hands, boy. You see that man? Same way this guy you introduced me to in Marabella, he was the most feared man. When he came under my tent in that crusade, businessmen told me they say, Pastor, I'm not coming under the same tent with that man. Guys, how feared the man was, but businessmen came out to see it. They heard that he was coming to my crusade. And you made that link. Yeah. And he came and he spoke. Remember? He gave his little testimony about how he grew up and all of that. And he said, well, you know, he come to the crusade and he heard this man and it touched him and all of that. And then he fell sick. Remember?
Yeah, he died from diabetes. And we went in the hospital and prayed with him. Yeah. The man gave his heart to God and things. So that, listeners, is 22 plus years ago we talking about. Right? When your pastor Google was still in Pampers and diapers. Right? But he was the best Bible worker I had because he would fill my tent. Yeah. Right? And the tent would be packed and he would say, Pastor Mackenzie, you have to meet this person. We were just changing lives and transforming lives. I think I baptized 265 people in that crusade. So that's the history we're talking about. Ready to go to the phone lines?
Yeah. I just wanted to say one thing.
Yeah.
The Rasta man must be given his credit. Right? I am a fair person. We have all types of voices. But you know, the Rasta man, the Jamaican Rasta man especially, has been very consistent in raising his voice against homosexuality. Huh? And look what come and happen now. The Rastaman has a very prophetic voice that the world don't pay attention to. But you listen to the old music. Listen to Junior Demas. Them wrong. You know that one? Them wrong. Yeah, that is the whole homosexuality thing he was talking about. And then the Rastaman has spoken about marijuana. It's the Rastaman who sang Legalize It. Right? And then the whole issue of standing up. Get up, stand up for your rights. And then we had this old Rasta singer, I don't know if it's Burning Spear, one of them, singing Christopher Columbus.
I'm now looking for that.
Christopher Columbus. Right? Good. It's a liar. Wouldn't use the words he used, but he said Christopher Columbus is a liar. Look what we have happening now. Statues of Christopher Columbus are coming down all over the world. So on those three issues, colonialism and imperialism and Christopher Columbus claiming to discover how you could discover something somebody already have. You should go down in the car park now and discover your car. You understand? It's York, I can discover something. And the Rastamen were very consistent. They spoke about the marijuana issue and they spoke about the whole LGBTQI, but they don't get credit for it. Yeah, so I just wanted to point out thing for the Rastaman there, you know?
Well, Trinidad and Tobago, we can open up the phone lines now. And you can send your comments on Facebook also, the Street 919 FM. Send your comments there. Let me say thank you to all the persons joining us on Facebook. Look at the numbers, man. People saying that they love this program. If you all want to hear more from Pastor Mackenzie, you all could let me know. I'm telling you, man. You all haven't heard the half yet, you know. I remember when I met my wife.
Right.
My wife wanted to know, how you so confident, boy? You get this you understand yourself. You know when you used to take us to the savannah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you used to teach us as young men.
Yeah.
About who you are as a man, and how to show your voice and how to be, and I will never forget those days. And I tell my wife, I said, I had a father called Dave Mackenzie, She went through it. She said, you that level of egoness, boy. Yeah. You are a real man, a real man. Your ego real big. And that was because of how I looked at you. Look at how you would carry yourself.
Yeah.
You understand? Nobody can point a finger at you.
Yeah. I remember those days. You worked with me in the Marabella Crusade.
Yeah. After that, we went where? We were Sour.
Oh, you went Sour too?
Yeah.
You know when I leave here, who I'm going to visit?
Who's that?
I'm going to visit Mackie. I don't know if you know about Mackie, the community elder.
Yeah.
Right. I know him very well from Sunshine Avenue. And I baptized his wife and 4 children.
Right.
They're now going to Gary George Church.
Right.
Yeah, so I go in and visit Janet when I leave here and look for her.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the kind of the level of work we were doing. Mackie wanted to rent all the buses. We baptized 456 people. In 458 people in that Marabella Crusade. So Trinidad and Tobago, Pastor Google and I have history, so don't get in between.
And let me tell you something. The most amount of rebuke, the most amount of discipline. The man is afraid that he come in school and cut my tail in my school. I understand. And I used to leave San Fernando and come to church in Port of Spain.
Yeah.
Going for a break and come back.
Yeah.
Let's talk on the street.
The official station that defends the nation. This Saturday on Iowa Stage, Bacchanal Radio and Gemini Production presents So-Called Distancing. Let the Soca Heal You virtual concert this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till, featuring Patrice Roberts, Mr. Killer, Olatunji, Swappy, Hitman, Super Blue, Marsville, Nessa Preppy, Prince Swanee, Cassie, Adesh, Samaru, Jupiter, Trinidad Killer, Father Fox, Freeze, College Boy Jesse, Anil Bean, Rakesh, Yankaran, Himlata, Rishi, Chinese, and the RG Band, and the boss himself, Neil Iowa George. Plus, more artists to be added this Saturday. Streaming live on Iowa TV, YouTube, and Facebook, and BacchanalRadio.com. It's Soca Distancing this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till.
With changes in operations due to COVID-19, over 10,000 TNTech customers have signed up to pay their bill online and receive bills by email. Commercial and residential customers, do business with TNTech online today. Sign up at www.ttec.co.tt/CWA.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
This This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution. With over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy, we specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday right here on the street, 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Join Wayne Delamore on Wednesdays from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. right here on the street, 919 FM.
Enagic change your water, change your life. Enagic water purifier, one machine, 5 types of water. Enagic makes strong Kangen water with an 11.5 pH. Kangen water with 8.5 to 9.5 pH, healthy drinking and cooking water. Clean water with 7.0 pH. Beauty water for skin, hair, and plants with a 6.0 pH. Strong acid water with a 2.5 pH. This water is known to disinfect, kill viruses and bacteria. Listen to the Street 919 FM with Pastor Alkaline John every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to noon and every Wednesday from 8:05 p.m. to 9 p.m. as he talks to you weekly about how to improve your quality of life through purifying and drinking water. For more information, call or WhatsApp Pastor John at 516-286-7079.
Wondering what's for lunch or dinner? Jenny's on the Boulevard has lots of specials for you from May 11th to May 23rd. Enjoy 10% discount for groups of 5 orders or more and pickup orders of $500 or more. 10% off with valid ID, police, army and other emergency services. 20% off all government ministry orders. 30% off desserts. Grab and go mini assorted desserts, $60. 30% off beers and fruit drinks. Free delivery on orders over $300. 10% discount for orders over $500. Free delivery plus 10% discount for orders over $1,000. Choose from our famous Chinese-style express buffet, the American menu, burgers, ribs, and more. Italian menu, pasta, and more. Opening daily between the hours of 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call us today at 625-1807, 395-3757, or 488-8800. Take out, curbside pickup, or delivery available. Jenny's on the Boulevard for all your Chinese, American, and Italian needs.
Check the supermarket and buy a prepaid kit. Still need to get help. Simply install yourself. Time for activation. WhatsApp with no hesitation. Get 15 days free and HBO for 50. Turn on DirecTV. Easy as. Get your prepaid TV. Easy as 4 to 3. Turn on DirecTV. Easy as. Get your prepaid TV. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
Easy as 1, 2, 3 to get DirecTV prepaid. Buy your kit in store. WhatsApp 390-3288. Visit DirecTVCaribbean.com to activate. Turn on no drama TV with DirecTV.
Turn on DirecTV.
Talk your talk, but we don't talk. Come talk with us. The Street 919 FM.
All right, Trinidad and Tobago. So the first question I want to ask you, we need to have this man on the radio. I don't know about you, but I firmly believe that we need a voice like this on national radio. So I'm going to the phone line. Hello, good afternoon, caller.
Good day again, Pastor Google. And Pastor Mackenzie.
Oh, good day, my friend.
I want to give you a little story about Mano Benjamin. I hear you speak about him just now.
Yes.
Once upon a time, he was living in Laventille, where I born and grew. Yes. And, you know, he had a sister named Maisie who had a shop.
Yes.
Yes. And you remember what he did to Lucy and Dulcie?
Yes. What do you mean?
Right. I don't want to go into the details.
Yeah.
Well, well, it nearly was myself, a lady named Ingrid, well, she's deceased now, and Anne-Marie. Was the three, because he used to cook and give us food, you know. Yes, and when he left and went to the country, and then after what he did to those two young women, blind them and whatever the other thing what he did to them, it's he was going to carry up there as young girls.
Oh, so he escaped?
But, yes. My father said, not at all. You're not leaving here. And Miss Small, that is Ingrid's mother, she said, no way. And also Anne-Marie. And that is how we escaped from Arno Benjamin. But what he did to Lucy and Dulcie, it was going to be myself, Ingrid, and Anne-Marie as young girls.
Oh, my
word. Yes, okay then.
Yes.
I say, my phone want to chat, but I say, I must say this before I put it to chat.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much.
Aye.
That gentleman there, just give the date and time when he is going to start his own program. That's all we need to know, because this is something we need to hear.
Right.
So please, gentlemen,
this
is your move now. Your own show, your own program. To edify, to educate, and under those lines that you are going. No religion, no anything. Because I all time tell people, all you have to have for me is one qualification. And that's it. I don't care whether you're Muslim, Bobo Chanti, Rasta. But you think so clearly, you speak so clearly. What you're saying about the Rastafarian is so true.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I remember the night Diane, the English woman who was married to Prince Harry, Prince whatever.
Diane,
When Diane passed on, I was looking at television and there was this man talking about how they talk about black and black crime and black crime. And he made the statistics on white and white crime and black crime. And the white on white crime was by far higher than the black and black crime. Sure. And I'm telling you about since when Diane died.
Yes.
So this thing where they push at us that we kill out one and we kill them, nothing could be further from the truth.
Yes.
That person you spoke of in San Fernando who eventually passed on with diabetes.
Yes.
Was his name Anthony?
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Yes.
Okay, then.
I know that person. I know that person very well.
Pastor Google was the person who brought him to my crusade. And after, he heard me preach and stuff, he got sick and we went and prayed with him and he eventually passed on.
Yes.
But he gave his heart to God before,
But and not only that, his heart was always with God.
That's true. He was a nice guy.
It's very nice, and you know the amount of people who spoke of how he protected them and looked out for them.
Yes.
You see, nowadays there's something called a bad man and a bad John, which is so removed from the reality. We didn't used to have police and policing, There were people in your community.
Yes.
All societies, all nations, they had their own way of dealing with things. And you come into an area, and there are people there who would ask you, who are you? Where you come from? When you're a stranger in the area. There was a difference between the bad John now and back then. You couldn't go out and say you playing man before your time. You would have somebody like you, the gentleman there, to guide and say, listen, no, you go home and do your home lesson and do your homework. So it was a whole different thing, and these people were protectors of the areas and that kind of a thing. But listen, sir, I wish you can have your own program. I can't begin to tell you how this is so refreshing to my ear.
So you want me to be with him?
Somebody getting jealous in here.
Oh Lord,
you're going to be with him?
No, we love you, and you have to bring more like him.
Yes.
But this is what we need to hear.
Thank you very much.
God, thank you.
All right.
All righty, take care.
Bye. Hello, good afternoon.
Wow, good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hey, this is a Rastaman who must be real glad that you big them up, boy.
Yes.
Good afternoon to your guest in the studio.
Yes, good afternoon, my brother.
Peace and blessings, man.
Yes.
Pastor Google?
Yes, sir.
I know, so don't get thanks, ma'am, thanks in a million, because I know saying you need a brother like this on the radio with your right shoe. But the kind of inspiration that he put out, and I think this is the brother that talk to when the pastor that talk about the prime minister will see trouble and all kind of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for having you on the station again, big brother.
Thank you very much, man.
Thanks for opening up African people eyes in Trinidad and Tobago, because this morning you bring the gospel truth to the ears, as you say. Who have ears to hear, let them hear, and who have eyes to see,
let them see.
And who have mouth to speak,
Let them speak.
And you fully well speak this morning, sir.
Yes.
Yeah?
In Jesus' name.
Two people you leave out Jacob Killamilla.
Jacob Killamilla, man. Yes.
And you leave out Prince Farai.
Yes.
Every time I hear the word.
Yes.
The word.
The word,
Pastor
yes.
Google is the word we just want to hear. And this gentleman put out the word to us this morning. And I congratulate you, big brother.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for the information, and we need a lot more of this kind of
And thanks to
information.
Pastor Google for having me,
that
man.
youth today could hear definitely how African people was underdeveloped and on we way to developing once more, because Africa will rise once more. You know.
It will.
Africa will rise. When Africa rise, then we will see trials and tribulation and demonstration upon this creation before the Father show his face, because we will come once the head again and not the tail.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So Pastor Google, if it's a Monday to Friday we can have this brother with you, we will appreciate it very much. Thanks, Pastor Google. Thanks, big brother.
Yes.
Thanks again.
In Jesus'
Thanks
name.
again.
Yes, thank
Thanks,
you.
Pastor Google. Blessings. Take care.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hi,
And
good
that's
afternoon.
Pastor Mackenzie.
Yes.
Okay, like Pastor Google, you're getting your wishes. Because I've been hearing you saying you want someone to assist you. So, Pastor Mackenzie, earlier you talked about people going to sleep being one thing and then they wake up being another.
Right.
And court ruling in their favor.
Right.
I don't support that, so I wouldn't try to say anything other than that. I don't support that.
I don't support
if
it
you're
either.
born a female, you can't go all the time you've been that and then it's not, and say, it's some, I can't remember how the medical term for it, where they talked about you being born like that, but really you're born a male and you're really a female. I remember a German woman who colored her skin or tan her skin black, and everybody thought she was black, right? And she was in charge of some African group, I think it's in America. And when they found out, I think her parents may have alerted them or whatever, and then they kicked her out or whatever the word I would use, out of the association. So she said she feels black, and she is black, but she was not accepted as being black. She's a white German thing, right? So you could Google it.
Yes, Susan Doza.
Right.
Yeah, Miss Doza,
So,
yes. Yeah.
right? So you see, so some, it favors some and it doesn't favor all.
Right.
Another thing, Pastor Mackenzie.
Yes.
You think about economics. I think that, we of African descent, well, we will always have a mixture, even the Indian and the Chinese, right? But, you can decide who you are. I think we have to, if you looking backward, you can't go forward, can you?
Yes.
If you looking backward, you can bounce up to something, you can fall, you don't know where you're going because you're looking back. I think that people of African descent should start looking forward. Stop looking at what the Chinese have, the Indian have, the white man have. You did not experience something, but you know about it.
Right.
And you should look forward to better yourself. Right? And because I'm seeing people talking about the doubles man, the Chinese man, and what do they have? What do they have? You talk about him, but before he can open his shop, you line up ready to go get something. Right? I am saying So, if you look forward and you say, I want a roof like that, you must know you have to get a roof, not looking back at what that white man did for you. I'm not going to buy for him because you see, and your roof is falling apart because you don't want to buy from him.
All right, caller, thank you very much. I have to take some more calls. You have a lot of calls on the line, Pastor. A lot of calls. Hello, good morning, good afternoon.
A pleasant good afternoon to Pastor Mackenzie. Pastor Google, I'm talking to Pastor Mackenzie.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Oh, God, Pastor Google. Yes, we heard him on the radio, but seeing and yes, we want him longer on the radio because you see that information we getting here. This is the kind of information we need on the radio. We don't need people coming on the radio and calling this one name and calling that one name and backbiting and fighting because we know too much about each other.
Right.
So we take the information when we were friends and we use it against each other when we turn enemies.
Right.
This is what have to stop on the African side. This is what have to stop. All races have it.
Yes.
All people have it. But we have to see for ourselves and we have to stop that. Right? Pastor Mackenzie, oh God, you see the words can't even come.
Yes.
The words can't, because it's the truth. And this is the kind of teachings that we need. This is the kind of information we need to give out to the youth and a lot to the elders also, because a lot of them go in the wrong way and showing the wrong example to the youth. Right? I don't blame the youth 100%. When you look at some of the elders and listen to some of the elders, they're really disrespectful. So what the youth going to learn? And I don't want to be too long. A silent listener, Pastor Google, one of my friends asked me to call to get his church's address and the phone number for him.
Don't worry, you'll get it. Let me take this call here. Good afternoon. Yes, sir.
Pastor Google?
Yes, sir.
Pastor Google, good afternoon. Pastor Dave Mackenzie, good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, my brother.
Yes, man. I'm glad to hear you on the radio. I don't always hear you on the radio.
Yeah.
A matter of fact, when you make the ad with the Arangas people, I knew it was you. Every time I hear the voice, I knew it was you. Long time. You have been instrumental in my life too also, and the late Fitzgerald Harris too.
All right, okay.
You know what we're talking about. Back in the Good News Chapel days when we used to go to Blabberhigh in the opening and things.
Right.
All over the place, all in Kirab Junction.
All in Kirab Junction. Yes.
So continue the good work.
Yes.
Keep sharing the information.
Yes.
And I remember we had a Revelation seminar.
You remember that?
And and after the seminar, you gave me a book called The Great Controversy. You say if you read this book, you never leave the church.
Yes.
I know who you're talking to.
I know exactly what I'm talking to.
You say that again, though.
Don't bust no more fires now. Don't bust no more fires.
All right. Let me leave it there. You continue lifting up this prayers, man. Lift up the word.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir, Pastor
Lord, Father, God. Hey.
And good afternoon to you, sir, Pastor Mackenzie.
Let me start to pray.
Good afternoon.
Let me start to pray.
How you going, sir?
Yes, I'm good.
Well, all right, the mission needed. I don't intend to waste no time, so I'm going to get straight to the point of the reason why it is a call, right? Now, Pastor Mackenzie, you made a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
So I don't make sense then. But I'm a father. That's my father.
Okay, no problem, girl. You choose a sensible one. But anyhow, let me get straight to the contribution, right? My thing is listening to what it is the pastor said there. As I say, the man made a lot of sense. The man know his thing. And one of the person in the country who is a voice of the nation telling people how to live and all these different things. I mean to say, we need more people to take stand like that, right? But I want to ask a question. I heard you said earlier on, Pastor Mackenzie, that a lot of the church ministry, that is the so-called Christian and all of them, right? Within the COVID-19 period, now was the time to shine, to heal people and all these different things, right? The question I want to ask with that is concerned. One of the reasons why I think the Christian organization is so powerless is because they are not the leading example of what is right. And because of how, not all of them, and because of how they live, they cause Almighty God to get blamed. They cause Almighty God to get blamed for the evil that Satan is responsible for. That is one. Secondly, right, now you and Pastor Google, both of you all is head of our religious ministry in Trinidad, right? Right, okay, I heard you say that none of them didn't heal nobody. I want to know, did all your ministry heal anybody for the COVID-19?
No.
All right. Okay. So which means we need to be the leading example before we could talk about others, right? I'm not being disrespectful to you, so I'm just being honest because I don't pay attention to what is going on around me. I'm not a part of the religious organization and all these different things. But one of the things that was able to convince me that Almighty God is real. When I born into the planet Earth, I am 34 years of age today, right? Now when
Happy birthday.
Hold on. Huh?
Happy birthday.
Problem, so what? But birthday is not today. Don't go on since in March. But what it is, I'm just trying to say before I go here, right? When I come into the face of the earth and I heard about the word of God and everything, what was able to convince me that God is real? All of the different things what the Bible talk about, especially the prophecy, seeing that coming into reality, that simply tell me that there is somebody who is on earth long before me who know the beginning from the end. And the information to me is to say, well, don't contribute to the problem that is going to hurt God, and therefore you will be one of them left to contribute to the evil of society.
All right.
Seeing the prophecy coming to pass, that was able to
Money done. All right. Well, good. I don't know how much more can I take there, boy. Last caller, you have about 3 minutes.
All right, I don't need 3 minutes. I'm going to be precise. A pleasant morning, evening to you both, Pastor Mackenzie and Pastor Google. Pastor Mackenzie, we have a word being bandied about these days called balance. Captain Pastor Mackenzie, you when you see it get onto this program, when you see it start your program, that is it. That is what we call balance. After listening to you, that is what we call balance.
Yeah.
I love it. Do have Pastor Google, you're doing a wonderful job. Everybody, do be safe out there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want commitment before you walk all these doors, you know.
Yeah.
Father to son. You had to give me a day. Let me tell you something, Dad.
Hey.
You see, right now, this nation need this kind of sensible reasoning talk. We were talking something off air, and we have a lot more to say about what's happening in Trinidad and Tobago and the world, and especially where black people is concerned. Dad, give Mahdi.
Right. All right. Fridays, good, unless I have court. Well, if I have court, I could always get somebody to hold for me, you know. If it's magistrate's court, you know, if it's the high court, I'll have to be there. But apart from that, Fridays look very good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Fridays, Trinidad and Tobago. He's going to be with me from 11 o'clock.
That is a good time.
Right?
Yes, and live.
Live.
Right.
Live. We're going to do our ad. We're going to put it out there. Everything you want to know about him and the church and his legal aspect of him, you're going to know all of that. But Trinidad and Tobago, I don't think you want to miss this show because we're going to be on the cutting edge. Trust me. You think you hear talk? You ain't hear talk yet.
Right.
This is real talk now.
Yeah.
We coming and really and truly that is it there now. The show done. But I'm telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, you want to hear talk? Tune in next week Friday.
Talk, but we know talk. Come talk with us. The Street 919 FM.
This Saturday on Iowa Stage, Bacchanal Radio and Gemini Production presents So-Called Distancing. Let the Soca Heal You virtual concert this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till, featuring Patrice Roberts, Mr. Killer, Olatunji,